All right. All right. We have a new setup. Kind of. I've just moved like 3 feet from my desk, which is over yonder. Um, I don't know. This area just seemed not formal because it's fucking bare. So, I mean, if you prefer the bare wall, I mean, that's a bonus. But if you preferred the other wall, which was behind me at my desk, all right, we're gonna get this started. Welcome to the concert series. Finally, I'm getting the first episode out. This is just like the podcast where I say I'm gonna do something and then it takes me forever to do it because I like to procrastinate. Procrastinate? Big word. Anyways, so if you don't know already, my website is live. I'm not buying the domain just yet. Maybe after the summer. I might. Who knows? So if you don't know, I'm gonna have this here. This is my blog post for what this episode's gonna be. It's on the website. It's under the blog post. You can find it in the Linktree bio. It should be there. It should be at the top alongside all my other links, social media, Patreon. I don't know, whatever you'll find. I might be on the radio station, so maybe you'll hear more about that this summer. But I mean, okay, ignore the fact that it's still wrapped in plastic. I'm that type of music collector. This is who we're talking about. Ooh, intellectual property. I hate this so much. We're talking about Waterparks, more specifically the Waterparks concert that happened March 14th, March 11th of this year, 2024, in Toronto. So for those of you who do not know, all the concerts I go to are Toronto, London. I went to one in Waterloo. But Toronto is my main place for concerts, is where most artists go, most big artists, even small artists go there because there's really cool small bar venues. But Toronto is the main place I go. It takes, without traffic, which we all know Toronto has traffic, with the less amount of traffic, getting to Toronto from where I am usually takes between like an hour, 45 minutes to 2 hours. To get to the show, I won't lie, we hit some really like hard fucking traffic, like dead stop. People did not know how to merge between two merge lanes, because what happens with the 401 series is we'll go from like 4 or 6 lanes, and then to merge onto like another highway that also has 4 to 6 lanes, they only put 2 lanes. But so with the 2 lanes, say like this is the far left, this is the right. I'll do it this way. This is the left because this is your left, and this is the right because it's your right. So when getting on, this lane, the far left lane, will have to merge into this lane, which is the lane that then has to merge on to the highway. So it's just a bunch of merging, and people don't realize until the last second. So then it just bottlenecks and just comes to a full stop. And unfortunately, that's what happened when we were trying to get to the concert, because we already left kind of later than I would have liked to have left. But it's whatever. I'm used to driving in Toronto. I hate certain spots of driving in Toronto. I hate it all. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I hate it all. It's too much traffic, like a stupid amount of traffic, and the series onto like, I think it's the Gardner Expressway, whichever one that comes from the 401 to go when you go into Toronto, it goes from the 4 to 6 lanes, right, to 2 lanes, with like an extra one if you're merging on or off the highway. And then the streets in Toronto are just so, like, I'm not the safest driver already. I'm gonna admit it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not the best driver. I'm still pretty new. I've only been driving for like 3 years. Saying that sounds longer than it actually is. I won't lie. But I've only really been driving for 3 years, and driving alone for like 2, maybe. I got my G license last year in 2023, like my full license here in Canada. And, well, Ontario, because some places only have it where you get your learners and then you get your full license. Yeah, we have an extra step in there for some reason. Um, but like the streets in Toronto are just so stupid, and it's like I drive usually with one hand. That's just what I've naturally come to do, is just one hand the wheel. And I'm confident to a degree, but I'm also obviously like a defensive driver. And so when I'm driving, I'm pretty chill and I'm like not stressed when I'm driving with one hand. When I drive with two hands, it means I'm stressed and you should slightly be fearing for your life, because I'm fearing for my life because I do not understand what is going on and I'm just thinking everything through because there's like 20 things happening, and that is Toronto. So every time I drive to Toronto, I'm literally white knuckling my steering wheel at 10 and 2 because that's what the new one is. I think it's 9 and 3 now, whatever. And it's just because the drivers there are just so like impatient, and it's like, dude, if you wanted to get somewhere fast, take the subway, take the TTC. Don't drive, like walk. You'd be better off walking. Like, it's so stressful. And then getting to where History is located, because that's where Waterparks was playing. They're playing at History, owned by Drake. I don't know if that's important to know, but whatever. The district where History is so much nicer, so much more chill. But getting to that district is so stressful. There's like streets that look like they should be going straight, but they actually like, to go straight is actually to go to the side, and it's like, what? Okay, I'm just gonna hope and pray that I'm going the right way and I don't get up on a one-way street and whatever and crash, because I can't afford a new car. Sorry, not sorry. That's the truth of the college lifestyle student. Hopefully I'll have a job when I start. We'll see. Like, the traffic to get to the Waterparks concert was dog shit, because we hit that bottleneck, dead stop, like literally dead stop for like a solid 20-30 minutes. So then we were even further behind. Doors opened at, I'm pretty sure, 6. By the time we got to the History parking lot, because if you don't know, for History, the venue, when you buy concert tickets, you can also purchase parking, and they have literally directly behind the venue, there's like a parking lot. There's even like a little ticket booth there. You can pre-purchase parking tickets, or ticket if it's only one of you, and you just go and you show your ticket that you paid for. It's like $20 and you automatically get parking there. So by the time we get there and we get out of the car and we start walking towards where the line is, it's already like 7, and I'm pretty sure the first, like the opening act started at 7. So we get in line. The lineup is literally around the building. It was kind of worse than Budweiser, dare I say, because Budweiser, like, you all line up, but by the time you get in, usually I'm also there not when the first act is opening, so like, but you can usually get in pretty quickly with Budweiser because there's so many entrances that usually it's nice and quick through. History is similar, but they have smaller ones, and then it bottlenecks inside because like it narrows, and then you get in and then it opens up again. So by the time me and the person I was with going to a Waterparks show got in, we were literally just getting into History, where the actual concert hall is, when the first opening act was literally finishing her first song, or not her first song, her last song of her set, and then she was done. The person I brought was kind of happy with that. He's not a fan of the opening act. I will say both the opening acts, if I'm not wrong, both got their fame from TikTok. If you don't know the opening acts, honestly, I don't really bother talking about them. Obviously the first one I missed, so I can't really say much on her. The second one, the second opener, Loveless, who obviously I know got big on TikTok. There's a bunch of stuff with that. So we seen their set fully, and I don't know if he was sick or what, but you could really hear the backing track. Like, you could hear when he was singing live, but it was just like the backing track was a little bit louder than him, So it's like I know it sounded like he was sick. I don't know. It was definitely one of those things where we were kind of like, okay, he sang good, but could have done without it to a degree. And then when Waterparks came on, I mean, they opened it. They were great. Like, definitely not expected Waterparks to kind of have a set like that. They went from, like, I guess indie rock pop. I don't know what you'd call them on record. Um, but live they took it to be more of like a hard hitting almost rock, which was really cool to see, and I actually enjoyed a lot of the songs better live than I did on record or like recorded. Which was pretty cool. The person I brought with me, he was a huge metalhead, so bringing him to the concert was kind of a 50-50 on if he had enjoyed it or not. He did. He enjoyed it very much. He was actually quite surprised with how Waterparks was live, because he wasn't sure what it would kind of be like to transfer over from the CD to live, and it was really, really cool. There's a really cool intermission that I didn't record, and I kind of wish I did, because I was like, oh, like someone else can, I'll find it online. Had not found it online. The intermission was also them changing over the set to the newer one, just a different one, more like post-apocalyptic, I guess, more. But like the whole thing was really, really cool. I'm pretty sure they were playing for like 2 hours or so. Because they played a lot of their songs, and I was like, okay, cool, like, missed some of them that I enjoyed because they're like earlier records. So I was like, it's probably just one of those things where it's like, there goes my mouse, and my mouse just fell. But I was like, their earlier songs, I probably won't touch on them. And then Encore came. Encore was like 5-6 songs. Like, it was insane. I've never experienced an encore that long that I can remember. So it's kind of cool, although I will say we're young but also old in the sense that by the third song on the encore, we were kind of ready to leave. But the two of us are the type of people who want to stay for the concert the whole time. And we're like, well, we'll just keep going, and maybe this will be the last song, even though we felt bad like saying that. But it was like, it's like 11:30 and I gotta drive home, and it's like, what time are we gonna get home at? So, concert ends. Getting out of the venue was really smooth compared to like Budweiser. Getting out of History and any of the smaller venues is literally like heaven, because you just leave. Like, there's no bottlenecking, and like, because Budweiser to get out is so tiny, I don't know why they don't open up or have any of the old entrances and exits make it so much easier. Getting out of History, though, you literally just walk around the building, walk across the crosswalk, get to the car. Getting out of the parking lot, I will say, is a lot like Budweiser, though, where you're kind of just sitting in a line until you can get out. But like, driving home, the traffic was non-existent, like more than it used to be when my mom was, my age. But we got home, like, we got to the car at around 12. We stopped for food at Wendy's, and then we drove back to where we are, and we got back at just after 1. So it took us only like an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 30. Like, we got back pretty quick, which was really nice, because then we could just pass out, and then I had school the next day at 8 a.m. So that was fun. I think I actually skipped out of my class. I won't lie. I think I skipped that class and went to my second class in the day, because the concert was on Monday, and then I had classes on Tuesdays. I had 2 classes, so my day on Tuesdays went 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So to get back at like 1:30, get kind of ready for bed, get to bed, try to fall asleep. To wake up at 8 a.m. it was hell, so I'm pretty sure I skipped that class. It wasn't my favorite class. I skipped that class a lot, I won't lie. But yeah, that's pretty much what the concert was like. Like, there's nothing else I can really think of other than when we were lining up to get inside. The new Kung Fu Panda movie was also released, so there was like this group of 3 kids like came up to us, and like the 3 girls in front of us, and they're like, "Is this the Kung Fu Panda lineup? Like, this is how many people are coming to Kung Fu Panda?" And they're like, "No, you just go to the movie theater. Like, this is Waterparks. Like, it's not Kung Fu Panda, sorry, buddy." So they were probably relieved to see that the lineup that went around the building was not for Kung Fu Panda, because for history, it's the history venue, and then literally in the same building is also a Cineplex. So it was kind of sweet and kind of cute to see like these young kids like, "Is this a Kung Fu Panda line?" And then they're like, "Oh, okay, thanks, thank you." And then they went to, hope their movie was good. I hope it was really good. Um, I wonder how soundproof that Cineplex is, though, if there's a concert venue, right? Literally sharing walls with it. I wonder how that is. Huh. That'd be something to look into. Anyways, yeah. So, if you don't know, I also just finished my first semester. Woo woo. First semester. My first year. Finished my second semester. So, 4 months for the summer. You should hopefully see a lot more videos being posted. Could be one of my procrastination sentences I just told you. But if you want to keep tabs, follow my social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I have them all. I have Patreon, LinkedIn, whatever. I am hoping to have some jobs, so I will also kind of have a full summer. I'm also learning Korean right now. I'm not the greatest. It's not hard to like learn to speak it. There's a couple of like pronunciations I'm like, how the fuck does that work? Kind of getting used to it, but it's reading Hangul that I don't know what it is. It's the memory part of it. I just can't connect the two. So that's also another thing I'm doing this summer and into next year. Yeah, I might be on the radio. If I hear about that, I will let you guys know so that you can listen. If you're in the region where we are, KW, you can probably listen live. We might have a station or channel, whatever, online that you can also listen in on. I'm not sure, we'll see. But yeah, thanks for listening to my rambles on Waterparks and the concert. Dying Fetus is up next, May 3rd, so I might do a thing on them more of a deep dive, because I bought the tickets for the person I was with, whether we're not going to get into that. But so I barely listen to Dying Fetus. It's not one of those bands I'm like majorly like following. Like, I don't know what you guys call it in like the Western terms, but in K-pop terms we call it a stan. They're not a group that I stan that much, so I don't know much about them. So we might do a deep dive together on them. We also might do a deep dive on Golden/G-Soul, because that is a concert that I'm also going to in June, and I know not a lot of people here, at least, might know of him. So we'll probably do a deep dive. So keep watch for those. Keep watch for Dying Fetus for the Volume 2. Volume 2. Episode 2 of the concert series. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, comment. If you don't, do whatever. I don't care. I do kind of care, though. Follow me on socials. Subscribe if you want, or don't. It's whatever. But in the meantime, thank you for joining me for the concert series. I have been Mute, also known as Willow. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye.